Everyone knows that Splatoon 2 and 3 will happen, but sadly, due to a message that I got, I don't get to have the time to do it. Because I would have loved to have been able to do it and go all the way to 10:30, but no. So instead, I have to do this placeholder and then I'll be back and then we'll do it. So, anyways, have you actually listened to what Sony is doing and Microsoft is doing? Which is kind of funny because it's like, Xbox, Microsoft, you started this crap, and then all of a sudden, Sony is now ahead of let's start making crazy crap. For those who need to have a recap, here's an easy recap. In the 2000s, the first 2000, year 2000, Microsoft's like, I got the Xbox for you, but you can't play online for free. No, no, no. You have to pay $10 a month. And they've been doing it for decades, and then another decade. When the other decade hit, or basically a decade and a half, that's when Sony's like, hey, we should do that too. And then when they came with the PlayStation 4, they did just that. That was the last domino to need to fall because as soon as that happened, Nintendo was like, oh, y'all guys doing that? Okay, we're joining too. Yeah, we're joining. Not only that, it was like, not only that, because it's like, if you might have showed the Wii U love, we might have been okay. But you didn't show the Wii U love, and that just adds equal more salt to the wound of where Nintendo's like, yeah, you guys gonna have to pay for the online service. Because if you would have been cool to the Wii U, who knows what Nintendo would do? It would most likely be a little bit nicer than what you guys are dealing with right now, huh? I'm a part of it too, but I'm just saying, like, y'all guys were the ones who rejected the Wii U. I was like, no, I'm not gonna skip any console. I will gladly play the Wii U until it's like obsolete or, I had my fill. And I played the Wii U all the way from 2016 to, I mean, technically I could play it to the present, but I think there was a pause. Eventually there was a pause. I think it was 2018 because I started working. So, and then, no, no, no. I think 2019 might have been the part of where Splatoon was going down and I got a Switch system for the first time, and I was like, okay, cool, even though I used it for a handheld. So either way, it's like if I got the Wii U at launch, I most likely would have played it for at least 5 to 6 years versus no one played it at all. You skipped it. But anyways, we're on today where so much stuff happened. From Grand Theft Auto 6 has been declared digital only. Digital only, man? Digital only? You canceled a freaking Grand Theft Auto 5 DLC and kept the online service coming. Grand Theft Auto Online, you just kept on doing it. And it's like, oh, so you're telling me that now, since you're finally going to do a Grand Theft Auto after all these years, you already skipped on actually giving the PlayStation 4 a Grand Theft Auto. So you might as well do us a solid and just make a freaking physical disc, you idiots. I was even go to the point of being like, no, give me a PlayStation 4 version of Grand Theft Auto 6. Up yours. Just seriously, up yours on that. Because, dude, and it's like, I'm not going to go to the PlayStation 5. You ruined that. I already said it many times. You ruined the opportunity for me to go there. If you wanted to have a limited edition for Spider Man, you have to make it a limited edition. You can't go a freaking Sinestro on this. Which, you know what Sinestro did? Sinestro was plan was like, I'm gonna make everyone super. And when everyone's super and special, no one is special. That's what you did with the PlayStation 2 and sorry, the PlayStation 5 with the Spider-Man 2 details. You allowed them to buy the controller. You allowed them to buy the shells. So basically, what's so special about the limited edition of the Spider-Man 2 console? What exactly is very different? I would give you one simple answer to make it different. Make the middle part red. That's all you had to do. Make the middle part red. And I'm like, oh, fine. I gotta buy the damn system because at least no one will be able to say, "Oh, I got the red center too." It's like, no, you all have the black ones unless you buy the freaking PlayStation 5 Spider-Man 2 edition. Like, actually buy it, not, oh, I bought the shells and I bought the controller. And don't get me started about how it looks like what the freak. It's like I have an issue with Venom. I have a serious issue with Venom and symbiotes. I really do. So you made it look like that. I'm like, no, 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 no. I'll be fine if you just made it black. There's a black controller with the symbiote symbol. It's like Spider-Man symbol. It's like that would have been all right. But you did all that. I'm like, no, I don't even want to touch the controller. So you screwed up. I would hope that maybe in a Miles Morales 2 game, which that's not going to exist, that will never exist, apparently. And it's like, oh, well, then you screwed up. Oh, well, you're stupid. So, Grand Theft Auto 5 is $80 to $100. And then a few days later, they decided to just announce everybody by the year 2028, we're not going to do any physical discs anymore. We're going all digital. What? Like what? Like we did our research and found out that everybody likes going digital. And it's like, and then someone whistleblowed. It's like, no, 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 no. You even included people having to do microtransactions. You added that into it, and you added the DLCs part to it too. So it basically equals from everybody loves it 80% to 4.7% people like digital. What are you guys doing? It's like I thought you were stupid with the Spider-Man 2, but this is even worse. This is even freaking worse. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And there's the kicker. Here's the one. Before they even announced no more physical releases, they were saying, oh, the reason why Grand Theft Auto 6 don't get a re-release is because all you freaking sellers out there. Yeah, that's right. All you vendors who out there who's in Walmart and Target and all the game stores, we don't want you to sell the game before it should be released. We want you to want the game to come out when it's supposed to come out. And I'm like, I'm dummy. How about this? Allow the freaking physical releases be released 2 weeks later. They received the physical discs of Grand Theft Auto 6 2 weeks later after launch. That will protect you most likely. Like yeah, it's like as soon as they arrive, like bam, like 2 weeks later, bam, they're on the stores. So that means that they when it starts opening, people will start grabbing them versus the whole thing of you did it prior to, and now you have that issue that you're concerned about. So I'm just saying, you should have just did that. 2 weeks, maybe a month, maybe 3 weeks. It would have worked out. But instead, you're like, no, we'll give you a physical release, but it's just, we give you the case and it would give you the code to get it. And it's like, is the code paper at least shaped like a disc? We didn't think of that. You guys suck. You could at least do that. You could at least do that. But it's like, no, they didn't even think about making it a freaking disc shape. No, not at all. How about this? Since you're actually skipping on a disc, could you at least give them a manual then? Couldn't you at least do a manual? Like the old school days? No? So you're just gonna make a case and a cover and a piece of paper and send it. I'm like, how much money are you wasting doing that? So that's the messed up issue that people are dealing with is this. And it's like, wow, I'm glad I basically announced being with PlayStation. It's like I'm sticking with the PlayStation 4. I heard that in Canada or somewhere. It's like I know that CJR actually has this one dude that's able to um degenerate or degentrify. I don't know what you want to call it. I would just say if I can get in touch with that dude, I would hope that that dude could easily go to the PlayStation 4, take Grand Theft Auto 6, reduce it to just be like Grand Theft Auto 5. Get rid of all the shiny bells and whistles. I don't care. As long as I'm able to get like basically the story and smashy, smashy, crashy, crashy, we good. Also, I gotta talk to him and talk about him and say, hey, dude, can you do a GameCube? I would like to get Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 on GameCube, on a GameCube disc. I would like that to happen too, man. Make it happen, make it happen. It's like, yeah, it's like, of course I'm gonna pay him. I'm not gonna say do it for free. It's like, of course I'm gonna pay him, but it's like I don't even know where the dude is or who he is. So it's like it would be cool to get hooked up with that dude. Seriously. But man, and of course Xbox is thinking, oh, we're gonna do the same thing too. We're gonna do the same thing too. We're gonna go non-digital. We're gonna go digital as well, man. Yeah, you got a good plan, Sony. Good plan. Good plan. It's like y'all two suck. Y'all two freaking suck. And I was kind of fearful, being like, oh no, someday I'll have the Pokemon games and they only will be on my system, which is like, well, the good news is that they allow you to lend the game out. But it's like, yeah, but that's not the same of lending the game out versus I have the cartridge, take the cartridge out, put the cartridge in another system, and take the cartridge back and put it in my usual system. It's like going back and forth like that versus I guess you can call it back and you go back and forth, but that's going to be very wacky to do. Extremely wacky. Oh boy. It's like, yeah, it's like, oh boy. So we're just going to have to see how this plays out because apparently some saying that they're lying, they're just doing this for like whatever. And it's like, I don't know what to tell you. All I can tell you is that you guys really need to get yourselves together. Even though it's like, I'm not going to buy your systems, I'm going to miss out. I missed out on Spider-Man 2. I'm gonna miss out on Grand Theft Auto 5. I mean 6. It's like I'm gonna miss out. It sucks. And I missed out on Saints Row as well. So it's like, even though it's like, ugh, it's like I was just gonna do smashy, smashy, crashy, crashy, and be done with it. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Besides, good luck everybody out there. That's all I can say. Is like good luck with everyone out there. Dang it, Power World might not get a release, but it's like they might. I hope they do. I hope they 100% do. Because I really would like to have it in disc, but it's like they're not going to give it for the Xbox One though. And like up yours, like up yours on that. But it's like you should, you freaking should. Ugh. Anyways, back to the other part of this puzzle. We're back to Pokemon. It's like, of course, we have to go back to Pokemon. Of course, we do. So previously, we had when it's like it's always the games that's not the games that they were hoping for. And it's like, y'all guys need to shut the fuck up. You are not the voice of me. If the game is not for me, the game is not for me. Good luck everybody who likes the game or was hopeful for the game and stuff. But if the game's not for me, it's not for me. And y'all guys should follow my lead and shut the fuck up. Because it's not for you. Just saying. So you had the first time where you made the COO cry, or the CEO. Apparently, he's a CEO. You made him cry when he's like, "All right, we got a brand new Pokemon game for you guys. It is Pokken Tournament XDs. Yeah!" And everyone's like, "Boo, you suck. Where are Pokemon Switch?" And you made him so upset that he had to come back within 2 or 3 weeks and say, "A Pokemon game is in development." You see his sadness in his eyes. You see his issues. It's like y'all guys need to shut the fuck up and just wait. Thank goodness you finally learned your freaking lesson. But jeez, it took you a long way to for you to stop being an idiot. Took you a long way. So then it turns out that, which I'm like, I was oblivious to. Within 3 to 4 years afterwards, basically in 2020, when everyone was hoping for a new Johto remake in 2020, I'm like, I don't know what we're gonna wait for. It's like I would like to have Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee Johto edition, but of course it'll be completely different. It'll be a new, interesting view. And it's like, wait. Didn't it's like, hold on. When did Pokemon that had to be 2021, right? It's like, hold on, let me see. Legends Arceus. 2022. Okay, so 2 years later. Okay, just making sure because I'm like, y'all guys already got a game. Why you want another game out of nowhere? It's like, no, no, it's all right. Most likely we were doing the DLC for Sword and Shield, and I had to get used to that, which is kind of like, what the heck? And I'm like, why can't I pay $15 now, then $15 later? It's like, no, you pay it all now. It's like, okay, sure. It's like, yeah, thanks guys for putting the Pokemon on the Switch. I love that the post game is not in the game with the game. I love that. Thank you guys for putting Pokemon on the Switch and making sure that you get Pokemon on the Switch. Perfect. It's like, yeah, thanks. It's like, yeah, and turn into a glorified, you can get any legendary you want. But they added some spins to it, and that was nice. That was really nice. So we basically went from 60 to $90. Yay me, which means I've spent $180 for 2 games. Yay. Thank you guys for doing that. That's awesome for you to actually want root for the Pokemon to be on the Switch. And then you had complaints about the graphics and crap when it's like they weren't ready to put it on the Switch. It's like, oh yeah, they did Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. It's like, yeah, they did that, but they did that as a test. And I'm pretty sure Pokemon Stars was going to be the next test to try to go for it. You need to let them actually have a moment to breathe, and you didn't give them that. So instead of letting them have a moment to breathe, you guys were like, oh well, I hope we get Johto remake. It's like, why you want a Johto remake, dumbass? Like, why exactly do you need a Johto remake now? Like, yes, the Let's Go series, but it's like, did the Let's Go series do good? If it did good, then yeah, we should have a Johto Let's Go series already. But I don't think it did too good because, yeah, what the heck? So everyone got very angry and infuriated that Pokemon Unite got brought into the world in 2020. Yeah, they're all angry and pissed off that they basically showed how they are pissed off by thumbsing down the announcement video for it. And it's like, what did I just say? If it's not for you, then it's not for you. Calm down and just wait. You might get something later. Wait. That's all you got to do is just wait. What the frick, man? Just wait. And it's like they're very, very impatient. It sucks. They're very extremely impatient. It really does suck. So, yeah, and then they're like, oh, well, they did something dirty. They actually re uploaded it and got rid of all the dislikes. It's like, yeah, you think, you dumbasses? You think? You think? It's like, come on. You're over here. It's like, I didn't go back in the day and be like, oh my gosh, Pokemon Ranger? Frick you. Or Pokemon Mystery Dungeon? Frick you. I didn't do any of that. I was like, huh, well, I bet people like it. It's like, you might find an audience like Pokemon Racing, which Pokemon Racing was, uh oh. It was like Pokemon Racing was like, uh oh. Like serious. And then you got Pokemon Trolls. Somebody like that. Move real fast because it's it's like, yeah, it's like you gotta let them have their own audience. Allow them to find their own audience. And if it's not you, then why are you complaining? Move along. Wait for what you're waiting for. Be patient. Because, well, you found out what happens when you're not patient, did you? We finally actually got to the end of, oh, dang, we should maybe be patient. Because we had Sword and Shield, which was basically showing how they weren't ready for this, but you guys pushed them into it. And thus, here you go with the graphics that you're pissed off about and other stuff. And then we get we get Scarlet and Violet, the pinnacle of, oh man, you guys really should shut your damn mouth. Because it's like Nintendo noticed how fast they got Sword and Shield out, and they're like, can you do that again? We want you to do it again this time. Double time. So it's like, yeah, it's like if you didn't force them to get Sword and Shield in the first place, perhaps Scarlet and Violet would look even better if you didn't do anything, if you would have just been patient. Pokemon Legends Arceus looks great, did great. Pokemon Legends ZA, there might be a little bit of whatever you guys are talking about, but for me, I'm like, it's all right. They did what they wanted to do. They wanted Lumio City in X and Y to be very walkable, and you can go into many buildings. Can you really not go into many buildings? Yeah, yeah, true, true, true. But however, you're able to walk all over the place, and it's very big. That's what they wanted to do with X and Y, but they didn't get to have the time to do it. But they got to have to do it now. I mean, yes, maybe perhaps you should have actually allowed the DLC not to be what it was, but hey, sure, why not? Mega Dimension, sure. But I'm like, you could have actually done all of Kalos, everything in Kalos. That would have been cool. But, well, I'm pretty sure when it comes to Kalos, they wouldn't actually do anything like that. They just make Luno City different. So as for every other one, it'll most likely be exactly the same thing. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say about this is the fact of I'm just throwing mud in Mudbray because it's like everything's been fixed, I think, for now. The only thing we have an issue with is those who actually are going to stores and grabbing lots of Pokemon cards as if it's no tomorrow so they can triple or double the price sell it. Sadly, I think that they're not even Pokemon fans at all. So it's like, yeah, what the heck? What the heck? I'll be back and we'll do Splatoon 2 and 3, of course.